Hi, everybody. It is Monday night in the town that Disney built. Information on celebration. So, where's everybody watching from? I'm so excited to be with you guys. And oh, Justin, I'm already seeing somebody saying hello. Thank you, Justin. So glad that you're watching. Um, so glad that you're watching. So on Monday nights, what we do, you guys, is that we concentrate on the town that Disney built. It's called Celebration, Florida. We talk about events that are coming up this week or maybe some things that just happened. And we're trying to keep you in the know of this incredible town, Celebration, Florida. And that's where our Near Disney YouTube studio is located. So why don't we go ahead and get started? But let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have any specific questions. And today is Monday, January 19th. So for those of you that if you haven't met our wonderful friends at the Celebration Social, I am a member of that group as well. It's really cool. It's people that we've moved from different locations. Now, my family has been in town since the beginning. We are celebrating the 30th anniversary of Celebration. But especially if you're new, it's really great to be able to meet some other folks. So I want you to save the date, January 31st at 6 p.m. We're going to meet at Disney Springs. I actually ran over there for a quick minute today because we have some dear friends that are going to be grandparents for the first time. And do you know that you could go to Disney Springs and there is a Christmas store and they have these ornaments that you can have customized. And so Rod and I thought it might be a nice idea to go get the baby's name on there. The baby's due in February and we're going to pick it up. Typically what happens is you'll buy it and there's a long line of folks. So you can go back and you pick it up. But they have so many special little things. And of course, there's also the Disney store in Disney Springs that has the cutest little clothes and stuff for babies and stuff. So anyway, I digress. But I wanted to let you know, save the date. It's going to be at Disney Springs. Really love it. If you haven't met Elisa, who is one of our admins, one of the key members of the Celebration Social, she has actually educated me on several things, and I just adore her. She does these social prompts. I'm used to with AI talking about how do you prompt things left or right. Well, she does social prompts, and she's going to do some type of bingo type of thing as we maneuver our way through Disney Springs. And hey, Amy from Scoop Ice Cream, love her. She's one of the members of Near Disney YouTube channel too. Make sure you check out our channel, subscribe and like, because she's done some very cool videos. She had created a Chocolicious event in Celebration that raised money for the kids here for the arts areas, music and arts and theater. And that was a big, huge hit. So speaking of that, we'll go from Celebration Social to us wanting to make sure that you guys know to go ahead and buy a ticket now. The Celebration Women's Club, a powerful, wonderful, lovely group of women are coming together. It's the second annual event that we do in conjunction with the Celebration Wine Imperium. Leanne Muriel, she is a powerhouse, and she is donating all the wine for an event where we'll do a stroll on February 11th. That's a Wednesday. We start at the Wine Imperium at 6 p.m. You've got to have a ticket, though. Tickets are $85. You can scan this QR code here. So if you're watching this, and I find this fascinating, a lot of people know that you can look at the data when you're going live. And it does say that most people are watching this on their TV. So good for you that know how to do this. You're watching it on TV. All you got to do is just pause it, and then take a photo of this QR code. Because we would like you to go ahead and buy your tickets before it sells out. It did sell out last year. You're going to be going to four really gorgeous homes that are in the Long Meadow section of Celebration. That is a short walk from the Wine Imperium. We've got Nandy Town's house, Don Town. Congratulations to Don, her husband. He just got elected into the Celebration Residential Owners Association, which, if you don't know what that is, we should talk about that in a little bit if anybody has a question of what that entails. But she has a gorgeous home. She's a wonderful hospitality queen of our town. And she's opening up her place. It's going to have African themed wines, maybe some African music. The downtown diner from Celebration is going to be donating some foods there, maybe some babudi, which is an African dish. And then you're going to walk up to Kathleen and Dr. O'Leary's home, and their theme is European. I will be there. We are one of the sponsors, one of the big sponsors. Of course, the Wine Imperium is the major sponsor, but then Florida Motion Realty, my real estate company, is going to be one of the top sponsors. So I'll be welcoming you there with Kathleen. And then European, we've got Dee Bellavati, who's going to be playing guitar. He's really fantastic. I believe a charcuterie board. If you haven't seen Kathleen and Dr. Tim's house, so fabulous. And then that's a European thing. Then walking up to Petey and John Billick's home, they have the Americas, meaning it could be anywhere from North America, South America, and I believe Reggiano's is involved, doing an appetizer there. And I believe possibly a violinist is there. And then from the Billicks, you're going to go to the Shaw's house. So Wendy, was on the tour last year. She's fantastic. That's going to be a down under theme. So it's going to be, isn't that cool? Australian and South American wines. And I believe Floyd McCullum. If you guys don't know Floyd is a member of a band with Brad Fischetti. He's been in several bands. He was in a band with me too. And it was a real honor for me to be able to spend some time with them. I believe they are down under, and it's the Town Tavern. Susan Bona and her great family are donating shrimp for that. So you're going to have wines and shrimp, and then you're going to walk back with your wine stroll flight attendant, because you're basically taking flight. You're taking a flight of wine. We will have some non-alcoholic beverages if people prefer not to drink, because really the goal of this thing is that we're raising money for Help Now. Help Now is a women's shelter, children's shelter. Actually, there's some men that could also be there too, of people that really need help because they're in abusive situations and they're protected in a home in Kissimmee. And so the Celebration Women's Club, like I said, very proud to be a part of that organization. They do these events. They did Chocolicious and they do the wine stroll. And then you're going to be coming back into the Wine Imperium, and there's going to be over a dozen baskets that have been curated by the Women's Club group with different wonderful sponsors, which hopefully will raise even more money. And hopefully the goal is $10,000 will be collected that night so that we can help get some commercial ovens for the Help Now group. That's what we're looking for. Plus, you get to have a lot of fun. So if you haven't gotten your Valentine's present for someone, and you do not have to come as a couple, we had several, actually, a lot of women treat it as galentines. You ever heard of galentines? It's where your girlfriends get together and they want to do something prior to Valentine's. Well, this is a great way to do that. We are also having a big sponsor with the Celebration Wellness Spa, Kelly McCarthy's group. They are another big sponsor, and you'll be able to meet one of them at one of the houses, and they'll talk a little bit about what they do as they greet you into a home. So anyway, please, please, please be sure, because I hate for us to, one day say, I'm sorry, tickets are sold out and there's none available. So grab them now while you can. Celebration Women's Club. You can go to Eventbrite. If you can't scroll this, pause it. You can go to Eventbrite, look for Celebration Women's Club, the Wine Stroll. It is February 11th, 2026, and buy your tickets that way too, if you'd like. Okay? Very good. Amy's part of the Women's Club too. So Amy Brevard, she is a powerhouse and we love her. What's been going on lately? Well, I'll tell you what. Last weekend, wow, super wonderful busy. I'm excited to share with you that the Bellavati brothers will be producing a video. Oh, thank you, Whistle While You Work, Melissa. I love Whistle While You Work, Melissa. You know, the Pruitts, Paul Pruitt, Melissa Pruitt, they are fantastic. You've got to go to YouTube's channel and you want to type in Whistle While You Work. How cute of a name for a YouTube channel. Whistle While You Work. And they've done some really phenomenal videos, very helpful about how to get around Disney and plus she's just fun. She's fun on camera too. So Whistle While You Work, check them out. They are going to be, the Bellavati brothers are going to be doing a video on what just occurred with the Pups and Pints. I always want to call it the Posh Pooch, but that's what the name of it was before they brought beer into the equation. So we just talked about wine. They just had a beer event. It was a little chilly. It was great. There were a ton of dogs that were out there having fun. You know, our mascot for the Near Disney YouTube channel is Buddy the Golden Retriever. So there's a story. It's fun. So we're going to be getting that video out soon about that event that occurred. Now, another thing that happened, which was a big success too, we had at capacity, it was at Artisan Park Clubhouse, and that was on Saturday night. You see me here with two authors. And so what I find fascinating and just delightful is that people from our community have so many multiple talents, whether it be architects or singers or dancers. Well, here we've got authors, people that write very well. And this is Pastor Bill Vanderbush and his wife, Tracy. Pastor Tracy and Bill Vanderbush. If you haven't had the opportunity, go to Amazon. Let me write their names in here. We've got Pastor Bill and Tracy. Tracy has written several great books, and she's getting ready to possibly have one of her books be a movie. And the other writer is also she has her book being looked at to possibly, hold on a second, Cheryl Bowman. She wrote a book that is right now in the process of being made into a movie too. So it was a packed house. They talked about their books. Over 100 people were asking them questions. Really good content. And so just remember to be watching this channel too, because obviously we were reporting on it and people were able to get a seat and the crowd loved it. If you do not know, Cheryl Bowman is also the mom of Ryan Green, who lived in Celebration, and Tara Green. They're fantastic. And she's a stepmom to Vice President J.D. Vance. So a couple questions came up about the vice president, and of course with pastors being there as well. So we prayed for our country, and it was just a phenomenal night. So thank you to everybody that came to that event. You want to be prepared for, don't miss this, the Celebration Foundation, the concert series. You know, Kathleen Scipio, I'm a big fan. She is in charge of that area over there. And I'd like to remind you, so you don't forget before tickets sell out there as well, on Monday, February the 9th, the Vienna Boys Choir is going to be performing. Now, this event is going to be at Community Presbyterian Church. You do need to buy your tickets in advance. I do believe there are some tickets still available. You can go to www.celebrationfoundation.org, www.celebrationfoundation.org. And the Vienna Boys Choir, they have been here before, and I got to tell you, it was one of my favorite concerts that I've seen. And to be able to be in a venue, you know, that church was created by some Disney folks, because it does have an affiliation with the Walt Disney Company. Hey, Justin, thanks for saying hi. They are the ones that had contributed to, there's a room with a lot of stained glass that's there. You'll see a plaque on the outside of the church that Walt Disney wanted a church in the center of Epcot when he was looking at creating it like a town where people would live and be. And since that town never really came to be, that's back when I was working with Michael Eisner back in the day. And Michael had said, what were the things that Walt wanted to be created that didn't get off the ground? And they said there was this idea of a town, and it was Michael that Michael Eisner that got Celebration off the ground. And yeah, so anyway, that concert venue in Community Presbyterian Church was set up so that the sound was fabulous and so that the Vienna Boys Club could be on there. Now, with regard to Celebration Foundation, I also wanted to share with you that we are, excuse me one second. Oh, I think Justin's trying to reach me right now. Justin, I'm live right now, so I'm not able to talk, but I wanted to say hi. Thank you. The Celebration Foundation is the group that we are working with to get a plaque up for Adam the Woo. You know, Adam is a dear friend, and he was also a client of mine, but more so a friend. And in Celebration, there is a memorial garden area. And typically the first Saturday in November, that is when a gathering occurs where people have put plaques up, and they can get up in front and speak on behalf of the person that they love that passed that year. And so Adam the Woo, we're working on that. We're also working on something special. I'm working with Kevin and Allison. I don't know if you have seen Adam's videos where one of his best friends, Kevin, matter of fact, Kevin just released a YouTube video, and I can vouch for a fact he really were super close. Kevin is helping me with the CDD, which is a group, the Celebration Development District, of possibly putting a plaque on one of the benches that are in downtown Celebration. Adam would show several areas of Celebration on Celebration where possibly it's over by Starbucks or maybe by Lakeside, or maybe remember the clock that he loved, because remember there was a clock in downtown Celebration right across from the Thai restaurant that had been stopped for a while. And so it was Adam who brought that to the attention of Mike Nunes from Lexington, saying, hey, can we get this clock fixed? And sure enough, it was. And so you would see Adam on occasion where the dial would take a minute for it to move one more minute in, and Adam would film that and say, there's the clock and it's working. So anyway, CDD, Celebration Foundation, lots going on with regard to some things to honor our beloved Adam the Woo, because we miss him and we love him, and he was such a great representative for us for Celebration Florida. He could have lived anywhere in the country. Actually, he had started exploring the world this past year. He was going to a different country every month, and he chose to buy and live in Celebration. So it was a real honor for me to be able to work with him, and I know that a lot of us miss him. So we're going to make sure that we put some memory pieces in our great town to share with about that. Now, one of the things that Adam was looking forward to was this porch sale. It's kind of crazy. We talk about it, but it's happening March 7th, I believe, March 7th. And if you're ever around Celebration and that time period, you do want to stop through town. There's so many great things that people are selling on their porch for little to nothing. And it's because we've all moved from some other location, and sometimes we move into a house that maybe that furniture doesn't fit or what have you, and you get some really great finds. I've had some people that have been huge Disney fans, and they will have had a Disney cast member that lives in Celebration decide that they want to sell watches that they've been collecting over the year, or they may be selling a whole brand new set of furniture because it just doesn't fit properly in the house that they just moved to. So know that March 7th, you probably want to be around Celebration. And if you want to be a part of the porch sale, it's a good idea. By January 5th, I believe, you want to make sure, well, actually, that's already started. You want to go ahead and start maybe communicating to town hall. If you want to be on the list to say that you're selling some items, that's a good idea as well. And start getting prepared because March 7th will be here before you know it, right? Speaking of houses, one of the big things that we get a request for is what's going on with the Celebration market because people are thinking about moving here or moving around here. And so between Elijah Lewis and myself, we do a data pool every week. We've been doing it for well over 2 years, and I can share with you this week there is less inventory than we've had, I think, in 2 years. There's only 88 active listings in Celebration, and the lowest that I can remember inventory wise. They typically, because I've been here since the beginning, it's usually around 440 homes that you could pick from. Well, because everybody wants to live here, and actually, I got to tell you, there's a lot of people because of Adam have been calling saying that they want to move here too. It's just, it's, there's just, you got to act quickly if you want to possibly be involved with something. So the last 7 days, there were 26 touch points. What do I mean by that? Actives, pendings, solds, active, pendings, sold. And there were only 6 new actives, but there were 11 pendings, more than, so a lot more going off than coming on. And then there were 9 solds. So what I thought tonight, what I would do is I want to show you something that just came on the market to give you an idea for what prices are like, and show you a cool video that Dee Bellavati, my YouTube producer, did for us. He's spectacular. So sit back and relax, and I hope you like it. Wasn't that great? So that is a extraordinary, gorgeous townhouse that is an end unit, a corner unit. That's important because sometimes you'll read something as an end unit, but it's actually in between buildings. And so when it's an end corner unit, you get more light that comes in there. I'm seeing a note from Justin. wanted to come and talk. Oh, very good. Hey, Justin, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to organize something where we record from different people and be happy to let you know when that's going to happen. So thank you for asking about that. And actually, Adam, that was important to Adam when he was buying his place. He wanted to have an end unit so that he could have light that came in. And obviously, for the longest time, I kept his location quiet and private because I wanted him to be able to have that privacy. But as you know, just prior to him passing, he was very proud of having his displays up for Christmas because he was doing some really cool Halloween decor, and because he had some storage where he was doing Halloween, but he also had some really beautiful Christmas stuff that was up, and it was actually quite fun too. He had the Grinch, like an eerie kind of Grinch type of thing, and one of his best buddies got dressed up as the Grinch, Jim, and June Buggy Jim, and they did a video the night before he passed away, and he was just so full of joy and laughing and having such a good time, and it was so lovely for us to be able to have that memory of him because that's the way I remember him. So when you look at property in Celebration, looking for something that has an end corner unit with light that's coming in, that's a big deal. The other big deal about what we just showed is that it's got a primary bedroom on the first floor. Now, many times people ask us for that because as you get older, you never know if you don't want to be climbing up and down stairs, or if you may have a loved one that needs to come visit or even come live with you. It's so important to possibly consider that. And so this unit definitely has a beautiful primary bedroom on the first floor, and it has custom closets that were built in, and it just flows really well. It's got a garage apartment on the back that you can have income coming in for it, or you could keep it as an office if you'd like, or for friends. And that garage apartment has a separate bedroom with a family room and a kitchen, and it has a stackable washer dryer, separate entrance, which is lovely. And it has a 2-car garage that has a big apron on the back. Does anybody know what an apron is? If I don't see anybody, I'll tell you what that is. So you have a driveway behind the garage that has enough space so that you can park a couple of cars there. That's kind of a cool thing. It also had a beautiful outdoor seating area, so you could have a large picnic table, which they do love to entertain at this house, with the grill, and it has privacy landscaping with a fence so that you can be out there and enjoy the outdoors, which is lovely. And then you still have 2 more bedrooms upstairs, really good sized bedrooms with a bathroom up there, so that if anybody has families that's looking for a place, that location is exceptional. It's in South Village of Celebration, which is cat corner to Heritage Park. Heritage Park is an area that has a swimming pool that's heated. It has like a soccer field behind it. It also has a beautiful playground. And that's also the area where a lot of times I'll see people do renewing of their vows or birthday parties. And South Village is very easy walk to downtown Celebration, that area that Adam would show a lot with the restaurants. You've got Reggiano's Italian restaurant, you've got the downtown diner, you have the Town Tavern owned by the Bona family. They're spectacular. The Thai restaurant, the Market Street Gallery for shopping, Columbia Restaurant. There is a place that has wonderful sushi downtown. So the closer that you can be to downtown Celebration, the better. And then we also have other areas that are like where Scoop Ice Cream is, right by Coffee for the Soul, right by the Tacos Don Andres. You've got another Mexican restaurant that's in downtown Celebration called Avocado, which is exceptional. The Inn in Celebration, the hotel that is got the feel of when you walk in, that maybe it's like a Beauty and the Beast kind of vibe, and it feels like a library when you walk in, and it's on the lake, and there's a restaurant there, and there's a bar. And so just a lot of some opportunities me to be walking to a location with lots to do, wonderful restaurants and retail. And then, of course, we are super close to Disney. You know, we actually bought land from the Disney organization when we first moved in here. And so you are able to drive within 10 minutes to get to the Magic Kingdom and not even get on the interstate. We have a special road called World Drive. And it's really spectacular too. When you drive over World Drive and you look below and you see all the traffic that's bumper to bumper on I-4 trying to get into Disney. And it's almost like we have this special little bridge that's over there. I'm getting a message, I think, from Farah. I love Farah. I love Farah. So anyway, it's her dream home in Celebration. I love that. It says, is it the one with the big loft? And it's a 2-story one, Farah. It's 2-story. And then it's got a beautiful garage apartment on the back so that some people may feel like, you know, but at least you're not climbing 3 floors. You would just maybe use that garage apartment. So thank you for saying that it's your dream home. I love it too. It's the flow of this property is nice. Oh, Tiffany Live, shop with Tiffany Live. You shop with Tiffany Live. Tiffany Live, do you know how many products I've bought from you? Thank you for watching. I love your show. So anyway, if you guys haven't gotten a chance, check out Shop with Tiffany Live. She's got some really cool jewelry, and so it's so nice that she's watching. And thank you, Farah. I appreciate you watching. You know, I love you loads. So anyway, that gives you a good idea of what is what I believe to be one of the best values in Celebration. It's $999,000. And remember too, you can get some income on that property as well. I wanted to pull up a congratulations, if I can get that up. Yes. Yes. So what you're seeing here is we had the honor of representing some buyers, and it says say yes to the address. When you get to the point when you're looking to buy something, you know, we have kind of a lot of inside info living here, and you'll see Elijah, you know, the Prince of Real Estate on the left. He has a show with his team, with our team. I call them the Realtor Dream Team on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. And then on Fridays, occasionally you might see him as well because we do some evergreen videos that Dee Bellavati produces for us. But the Beck family just bought a gorgeous home in Celebration, and we couldn't be more excited for them. Their family is growing. You can see Pepper, that's their daughter right there. And we had the honor of representing them. And once again, thanks to Equitable Title. Once you guys get to the point where if you'd like to buy or sell here, know that we have longstanding relationships with people that are so spectacular. They know how to get things closed properly. Title companies, Equitable being one of them, Sandy Thompson and Laura Mills are fantastic. They make it easy. You can see the smiles on the faces. It was a super easy closing, but most importantly, it was a house that's going to be perfect for them. I think their family is going to be able to grow in this home and enjoy Celebration for a long time. We were looking for a house that was fairly close to the K through 8 school. You know, the K through 8 school, if you haven't seen our video on Celebration that talks about the history on the K through 8 school, I'll give you a little bit of a nugget on it. I was on the school advisory council when it first opened. It was like running for mayor. Everybody wanted to be on that board because Disney was creating a school like nobody ever had created before. And at that time, it was K through 12. It's now K through 8 now. And the teachers from around the United States were asked by Disney over a decade prior to the Celebration School being built, what would they do differently with schools? And so all that input would come in, and they would ask for nominations for best teachers. And those best teachers from around the country would be invited to Disney for a big banquet and to be able to enjoy the parks. And Oprah Winfrey was the host for that event. And they gathered all this data and they created a school. Now that school has changed a little bit from the beginning of Celebration, but a lot of the main components are still there. It's now K through 8 versus K through 12 because we were starting to outgrow the school, and a lot of the wonderful seniors and juniors were saying, hey, I'd like to have a football team, or I'd like to have a drama group or whatever. And so mixing the kindergartners with the 12th graders, all of a sudden we realized it was a good idea to also create a high school, which is now created. But for those of you that are blessed enough to be able to have your kids go to this K through 8 school, it's phenomenal. It's A-rated. They do wonderful programs for our kids, and what a blessing it is to be able to live close enough so that you can just have your kids walk to the school, and there's cross guards there, and it's I just love it. Our daughter Ashley went to that school, and she was the youngest child that ever went to Celebration, and she went through the whole school system, graduated there from high school. We absolutely loved it. It's a wonderful way to, when you have kids, you get to meet the parents of the other kids, and before you know it, you're lifelong friends. And it's really a special place to be able to have that in our community. So God bless the teachers. And I know Assistant Principal Rose, Dr. Rose, I call her. She's a client of ours too, and she's been there for a while, and we absolutely adore her. She changed up homes. Like I said, people don't leave Celebration, they just move around Celebration. So she and Chris and her family moved into another home in Celebration, and we sold their house. So that's what we do. We would love to help you with that. If you could take my number and please let your friends know, refer us out. That's the biggest compliment to us. We're at 407-808-9845, 407-808-9845. I just also wanted to say before we close out today that don't forget the farmers market in downtown Celebration. It's something that a lot of locals love. I think it's open from 10 a.m. to about 2 p.m. And we've talked about everything except for it is Martin Luther King Day. And I just wanted to honor that holiday. A lot of beautiful things came from Martin Luther King. So God bless him and his family. I had the opportunity to work with his daughter on some projects, and they're just phenomenal people. And so please join us in Celebration. We're going to meet a lot of phenomenal people like the Becks and like a lot of the friends of Adam and Elijah and a bunch of my team members. All right, guys? All right. And Amy from Scoop and everybody there. All right, you guys. So anyway, I have taken up more than enough time from you tonight. And please check us out on Wednesday nights, Friday nights, subscribe and like to Near Disney. And we hope that you guys have a blessed night. Bye-bye.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's Castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.